Champions Cup is back, the round of 16. This is going to be an absolutely epic week of rugby. I mean, there's some really good names playing. You've got some really big teams, the best teams from Europe and South Africa in one competition. It doesn't get better than this right now. This is the best club rugby competition in the world. It's good to see some of these really famous kind of legendary teams here. I mean, if you think, for me, if I think of this tournament, I'm thinking of the likes of a Leinster as a legendary team. I'm thinking of a Toulon. I mean, growing up, I used to watch Johnny Wilkinson, Brian Abana, Donnie Rousseau, Juan Smith, Drew Mitchell, Matt Giteau, Ma Nonu playing for Toulon. I mean, Ma Nonu still plays for Toulon, which is absolutely incredible. But in this video, we're going to be going over some of the previews for the games, but also our predictions, which is going to be very fun. If you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. And also, give your thoughts down below, give your predictions as well. If you agree with my predictions, let me know. If you disagree as well, let me know. Let's talk about it. If you are a regular to this channel, you probably do realize that we have a proper microphone today. We have upgraded, and no, I did not actually go buy this microphone. I found it. It was here. We had it all along. I just had no idea how to use it. And all I had to do was just plug it into the camera. So that was very easy. But I mean, this week is going to be an absolutely epic week of Champions Cup rugby. I do think there might be a few games where it is a bit one-sided. But overall, it seems like every single team is playing their strongest team, which may have probably been a problem in past years. But right now, I've seen the Bulls squad they're not taking a weak squad. They're taking their full strength squad. I don't know about the Stormers, but still, the Stormers can put up a fight against Toulon. They've won away from home in France this year as well, and it's going to be an absolutely awesome game, that one. But starting off the week, we have Northampton versus Castres. Friday night at 8 p.m. for UK time. It's going to be an absolutely awesome game. That I have Northampton winning this one. I do think Northampton will win this game. Northampton at home right now is not a team to mess with. I mean, if you think of some of the players they have got Tommy Freeman, Fraser Dingwall, Alex Mitchell is injured. I don't know if he's back yet. Henry Pollock, a phenomenal player. JJ van der Mesh, one of my all-time favorite players to watch in that team. He's really putting up his hand for a Springbok selection as well. And I just think this Northampton team right now, the best team in the Prem, or one of the best teams in the Prem, looking good, playing very good rugby at home. I think it's a bit of a fortress there at home for them as well. There's a few teams here, when they play at home, they just become almost impossible to beat. And I think Northampton this year, honestly, is one of those teams. So I've gone for Northampton beating Castres this week. I'm not going to give my prediction by how much. I'm just going to say Northampton, I think, is going to win. Next game, Bath versus Saracens. This is going to be an absolutely awesome game. I'm so excited for this one. I'm not normally a normal Prem regular. Like, I do follow the Prem. I don't really watch it that much, and I do live in the UK. I'm more of a URC fan and top 14. But this game really excites me. I'm definitely going to be watching this one on Saturday, 3 p.m. UK time as well. This is going to be an awesome game, but I do think Bath will just get the better of Saracens. Saracens is another legendary team in the Champions Cup that I've won many times before. I remember those days with Mako Vinapola, Billy Vinapola, Skalk Berger, all those phenomenal players, Skalk Brits. They have some legendary teams in their past, and I just don't think they've got a legendary team right now. I think Bath also probably is the second best team in the Prem, if not the best. If I had to put my money on a final for the Prem, I'm pretty sure it will be Northampton versus Bath, and I don't know who will win that one. Bath is playing some pretty good rugby right now. They got a good win away from home against Sale. They're looking good. They are a very good team at home. They're very difficult to play at home as well, at the Rec. And I just think Bath right now will be a bit too strong for Saracens. So I'm going to go Bath winning that one. The next game is the one I'm very excited for. Toulon versus the Stormers. Now, this result for this game, honestly, all depends on what kind of squad they send. I haven't really seen what squad they've sent yet. If the Stormers do send their full strength team, I do think it's going to be a very close game, especially if you take into account how Toulon's form has been recently. But right now, I honestly just don't see the Stormers sending their full strength team. If they do, I'll be very shocked by it. I'll be very pleased by it and very happy. But I think that the Stormers won't be sending their full strength team. I did see something, maybe I think it was John Dobson saying that they are going to send a lot of the players from their under 23 team. Still phenomenal players, very good players. Maybe we'll see a Riley Norton, who I think might be a future Springbok captain, a Joel Liotta as well. Some really good players in that team, a JC Mars. But I just don't think right now that those players have the pedigree or the experience at that level to be able to beat a team like Toulon at home. I think Toulon at home in these competitions, they become alive a bit, especially in the playoffs. They just get a different kind of mentality about them, a different standard. And if you think of some of the players Toulon have, they've got some world-class players. So for this game, I am going to go Toulon winning this game. But if Stormers do send their full-strength team, if we see like an Ntotoko Mchunu, a Ivan Ruas, a Paul de Villiers, a Sasha Ngomazulu, a Damian Willemse, then honestly the Stormers might have a chance, and it probably is a 50-50, a coin flip. But but I just don't think they're going to send their full strength team. So I do think Toulon will win this game. But moving on to the next one, another South African team, a bit of a URC derby this one. A previous final that was played 2 years ago, Glasgow versus the Bulls, but this time in Glasgow. Glasgow right now is the team to beat in the URC. They are playing phenomenal rugby. They are playing absolutely phenomenal rugby. Even when they aren't playing all these Scottish international players, they're still playing at such a high level, beating teams like Leinster. Yes, it wasn't Leinster's full team, but they still had guys like Jack Conan, Robbie Henshaw, Rico Ioane, guys that have been playing international rugby for a long time. Archie Snyman. They really did still play some of their very strong players because Leinster's lucky. They've got some really good squad depth. But right now, this Glasgow team is looking good. I mean, even without their strongest team, they can beat some really good teams. And I do think they will be taking this one seriously because I've got a sneaky suspicion that this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. For people that haven't maybe been watching the URC, the Bulls have been on an upward trend recently, and especially really recently, a bit of a steeper upward trend. I mean, some of their younger players are really standing out and putting up their hand for Springbok selection. Some of the other players that aren't normal regulars to people outside of South Africa are really putting up their hand. I mean, the likes of Gerard Steenkamp is playing phenomenal rugby recently. Marco van Staden is the bench hooker right now, and he's actually throwing in the lineouts and doing really well. Cameron Hanekom is back from injury. Ambrose Papid is playing rugby like the number one choice scrum half right now. He is absolutely incredible. Probably the player in the URC right now with the best form. Stedman Khan's a guy that most people probably won't know who I'm even talking about if they just watch Prem or Top 14. One of my favorite players to watch. He is a game changer in that team. And of course, a young breakthrough star, Cheswa Uester. What a phenomenal player. And I did see that the Bulls are sending their full strength team. So this is going to be an absolute battle in Glasgow. I do think Glasgow will win it. I just have a sneaky suspicion that Glasgow will win it. But the Bulls are going to make it very difficult. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls won this game. Obviously, me personally, I would like to see a quarterfinal with the Stormers versus the Bulls in Cape Town. That would be absolutely awesome. I just don't see that happening. I do think from the two South African teams, the team with the best chance to win this week is probably the Bulls. I know that might sound a bit crazy if you think how good Glasgow have been recently, but the Bulls have also just been on an upward trend, and they probably right now, next to the Lions, looking like the best South African team right now. I mean, if you think of some of the players they have, they've got almost a whole Springbok forward pack. And in the back line, they got Andre Pollard, Ambrose Papir. They got Stedman Khans, Kane and Moody. Sebastian de Klerk's injured right now. They got Cheswa Uester. But on the other side, Glasgow's got Sione Tuipulotu. Jack Dempsey is injured right now, I think. They got Hugh Jones. They got Kyle Steyn. They got some phenomenal players there. So this is probably one of my games to watch for the weekend. As well as the next game, Toulouse versus Bristol. Look, Toulouse at home, Bristol coming off a bit of a shock loss last week. Honestly, I do see Toulouse winning this game by quite a big margin. Every other game up until now, I mean, Northampton versus Castres, I think will be close because Castres is just a bit of a gritty team, a bit of a stubborn team when it comes to losing. They're not going to take it very easy on any team they play. Bath versus Saracens is a bit of a derby game as well. I mean, whenever you're playing against a team from the two of the same countries within this tournament in the knockout, it's going to be a very epic game. And I do think Saracens have players that can be big match players and maybe turn over a team like Bath, but I just think right now Bath is going to get the better of them. Stormers vs Toulon, I think, will be a close game, especially if the Stormers then their strongest team. Glasgow vs Bulls, I think, probably might be the game of the weekend, but I just think Toulouse is going to absolutely smash Bristol. And I do like Bristol. Bristol's one of my favourite teams in the Prem. I love some of their players. I mean, Ellis Genge is a great player. Louis Rees-Zammit playing really good rugby this year. I just don't think Bristol right now have the firepower to deal with the Toulouse team that takes this tournament extremely seriously. I mean, for Toulouse, this tournament is a must-win for them. They're going to be going out there to make a statement, to really get their star players back in, get some cohesion back in the team. We might see a Ramos, Antoine Dupont, Anthony Gelange, Francois Cross. I mean, just those names alone are some phenomenal players, and there's still some other guys as well that I didn't even mention. So I do think Toulouse is going to win this game quite comfortably. Moving on to the next one, the last game for Saturday, another little England derby, Harlequins versus Sale Sharks. I think Sale Sharks might win this game. I honestly do. Like before the last few weeks, before the last few months, I'd say, oh, the Harlequins at home is going to be pretty much an easy win for them. But the Sale Sharks right now actually have a really good squad. They've got some good squad depth. They've built some really good results. Yes, they've lost a few games by close margins, but I think for this game, Sale Sharks probably will be the favourite, and I do think the Sale Sharks will win this game. So it will be another upsetting day for the Harlequins if they do lose. Obviously, Harlequins at home at the Stoop, it's never going to be easy to beat them there. I mean, I've watched with my own eyes Sharks versus the Stormers a few years ago in the pool stages when Etzebeth scored that try. from the when the ruck wasn't even fully formed and they ran and scored. Harlequins are phenomenal that day. That's when Volkulo and Andreas Tazen still played for the Harlequins. But right now, I just don't think they're the same team they were from a few years ago, and I do think Sale Sharks will get the better of them. Looking at the next game, Bordeaux vs Leicester Tigers. Look, let's be real about this one. I think Bordeaux is going to quite comfortably win this game in Bordeaux. And I think, honestly, the four places I would not want to go play as an opposition team is Glasgow, Toulouse, Bordeaux, and Leinster. Those are the four places I do not want to go play. Obviously, Loftus and Cape Town, but I'm talking about these teams that are playing at home this week. I just think Glasgow, Toulouse, Bordeaux, and Leinster, the four places you do not want to go play away from home, because it's going to be absolutely ruthless. The teams they pick are going to be full of superstar players. The crowd is going to be completely against you. And I think it's going to be the same for this game. I would be surprised if there's more than 50 or 100 Leicester Tigers fans in the crowd. And even if there was 1,000, you wouldn't even know with how incredible the atmosphere is in Bordeaux. I mean, Bordeaux's got Mathieu Jalibert, Maxime Lucu, who I think is still injured, but they've got some phenomenal players. Yoram Mofana, Nicolas Deporté, Ruan Janssen van Rensburg, I think he's still playing there right now. Carlos Sardi. They've got some phenomenal rugby players there right now. And I just don't think Leicester Tigers has that same firepower. Now, it's these kind of games where I do think there might be a bit of a bigger score, like a 20 point plus margin for the winning team. But this is probably one of the few games where I think this is going to happen. Now, the last game of the weekend, Leinster versus Edinburgh. Edinburgh right now is in a slump. They are in a big slump. And for people that haven't been watching the URC, the Edinburgh team right now is not the same Edinburgh team you're probably thinking of from the last few years. Edinburgh in the last few years have been a team which is extremely difficult to beat. They are going to be stubborn. They are a very good team. Probably one of the better Scotland teams between the two. They probably are the better Scotland team between the two over the last few years. But now recently, Glasgow has completely taken over. Edinburgh's been really struggling. Like, it's been quite bad for them in this season so far. So Leinster at home, they take this tournament seriously. They're going to try win it again. They're going to try go for the double this year for the Champions Cup and the URC. And they've got some really good players. Guys that finally, near the end of the Six Nations, found some really good form. And I just don't think Edinburgh can hold on at all. I honestly think this game probably is going to be the game with the biggest losing margin this week. Maybe Leicester Tigers versus Bordeaux as well. But Leinster versus Edinburgh, I think, is the other one. So just to recap who I think is going to win this week. I think Northampton's going to beat Castres. I think Bordeaux is going to beat Saracens, but that's going to be a very entertaining game. I think Toulon's going to beat Stormers, but if Stormers take their full strength team, which I don't think they will, I think it'll be a close game. Glasgow versus Bulls is probably the game I'm targeting as the game of the weekend. This is probably, for me, the one game. If you could choose one game to watch, this is going to be the game to watch. There's a bit of history there. Glasgow beat the Bulls in Loftus for the final a few years ago. Very upsetting day for the Bulls fans. Bulls are going to try get a bit of revenge. Bulls have some really good players putting up their hand for Springbok selections. And Glasgow right now are trying to prove that they're not just a good team in the regular season. They're a good team in the playoffs as well. So that's probably my game to watch for the weekend. I think Toulouse is going to beat the Bears quite easily. I think the Sale Sharks is going to have a close win against the Harlequins. I just really like the look of the Sale Sharks squad right now, and I think they can get a win away from home. Bordeaux, I think, is going to smash Leicester Tigers. Unfortunately, I don't think they're the same Leicester Tigers we've seen over the last few years, even though Leicester Tigers probably is my favourite club in the UK as well as Bath. I really like those two teams. And I think Leinster is going to probably dominate Edinburgh this weekend. I'm hoping not. I hope every single game is going to be close, but I just don't see it that way for that Leinster-Edinburgh game. But guys, please leave your predictions down below in the comments. It's going to be an absolutely epic week of rugby. We're going to see some Irish internationals, French internationals. Mathieu Jalibert is going to be back. Antoine Dupont's going to be back. I mean, we got guys like Joe McCarthy for Leinster, Caelan Doris. We're going to have guys like Cheswell Uesta. Watch out for him if you haven't seen him yet. Andre Pollard. Hopefully Sasha and Gomez Zulu. We're going to see guys from Bath as well, some phenomenal players. There's going to be phenomenal players all over the park, so stay tuned. I will be doing match reactions right after the game, and I will be doing a few individual previews as well, going over the teams, going over my predictions again, and just kind of doing maybe a combined team between the two teams. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.